So let's do it double recording. Okay, how are you? Just let's begin by saying one sentence of where are we now? What do you feel or whatever you want to present. Let's begin with Shalu.
I'm curious as to what life will bring next.
Okay. Bonnie.
I can't wait to see what today's lesson is. I'm excited.
Me too, I don't know. No, today, fortunately or unfortunately, I know what's gonna be the lesson. Nadine.
I'm looking back at my life and trying to understand to make the changes.
Thank you. Carlos.
Hello, everyone. I am very happy to see my family, my dear family.
Thank you. Mazi.
I'm excited.
Yes. Mazi going to teach us the second lesson, the second hour. So we are looking forward to see what will come out. Annie.
Today I'm very joyful.
Good. Jasmina.
Hello, I'm also excited what will bring the day today.
Nadine.
I have already talked. I'm curious to see what will come next.
Sorry, my mistake. I made the circle the other side. Charlotte.
Hi, everyone. I am also happy to be here today. Feeling a little bit on the melancholy side, but I'm good. I'm really good. Thank you.
Thank you. Caroline.
Hi, Shlomo. Hello, everyone. And I am feeling safe and supported and present.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Suzelle.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all feeling happy and content like always.
Thank you. Evie.
I am excited. I'm overloaded or overwhelmed. I'm very grateful and I'm amazed. Life is truly amazing.
Michaela.
Hi everyone. I just joined and I didn't hear the question. Can you please repeat it?
I hardly can hear you. The question was, how do you feel today?
I feel all right. I feel excited to be with you and looking forward for a session to
Okay. Sorry, but we cannot hear you. Maybe you write in the chat. Robin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
How do you feel today?
My energy is a bit low. I'm having I did a lot of activity and my back is bothering me, but I know that's just temporary.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, everybody spoke? Yes. So the lesson today will be kind of continuation of the last lesson. And today we'll do more exercise that some of them you know, or maybe you experience. One moment. Hello, Petrina. And hi, dear. So when I was looking at what I was teaching in the last lesson about how to connect to the 5D and what is the all 5D, so I asked ChatGPT, how do you connect to the 5D and what you should do if you want to be part of the 5D? And I got a list of exercises that many of them we know already, but some of them we'll do today, and I will give you also kind of a homework to do it at home. If you want to connect to the 5D every day, there are some lessons, exercises that you can do every day. And I think it's really a great idea to look at it and to focus on it. So, what is the 5D? I will not go today into depth with the 5D, but I want to share with you in short what are the components of the 5D. So the question is how to raise your vibration to the 5D. A series of exercises. This was what my asked ChatGPT, and some of them are known, some of them we did already, but very easy. We can do the transition to the fifth dimensional frequency. According to spiritual and consciousness perspective, we present a shift from a consciousness based on separation, fear, judgment, linear time. This is the third dimension, to a consciousness grounded in unity, unconditional love, presence in the moment, and compassion. If you look at it, actually, this is what we are doing almost every lesson. But today we'll focus on it in a more supported way, I would say, in a more technical way, that this will be our intention for this lesson today. So to raise your conscious and energetic frequency and resonate at this level, it is best to combine mental and consciousness work, somatic body-based practice, and energetic alignment. And now we'll go one by one how to do it. So the first one is heart toning. We will begin with the heart toning. What they're writing here is more guided meditation that I will give you at the end of this hour. But the first thing that I want to begin with is how to tone, to create this toning from the heart. So this is very simple. As you know, we have 7 chakras. If you talk to me, you have 1,800 chakras if you talk to Bonnie. I don't know how much, I don't remember, sorry. But the heart chakra is crucial. We know that the heart chakra is crucial beyond talking about heart-brain synchronicity and all what we were talking already. We know just by putting our hands on our heart, every cell has one. I told you. So 50 trillion chakras we have. Bonnie. So just by putting our hands on our heart and creating the vibration that we'll do now and the toning, it helps us to connect to the frequency of the heart. And when we are connecting to the frequency of the heart, this is a great beginning to connect to the 5D, because the frequency of the heart is beyond separation. The frequency of the heart is beyond the mind fucks. The frequency of the heart is about something that you can look inside and you feel connected to your emotions, feelings, and to your inner side. And this is very easy to create this frequency within ourselves. So if we go to the toning and we make a sound from the first chakra up, you can almost come to this chakra toning of the heart. We'll not go today all of it because I want to give you some more exercises. But the first one is very simple. You put your feet on the ground because grounding is also part of the 5D. We'll talk about it later. The best is that we are barefoot. We take a deep breath now, not to our belly like you used to do at the beginning of the sessions, but we take a deep breath to our heart. And from our heart, we make a sound. What I want to feel is this vibration that I feel within my heart, and I feel it in my hands. I already feel it even before I began. And it goes like this. You can feel the vibration. If you begin lower or higher, you will come to the vibration. Let's do it again. Open your mouth in and out through your mouth and create this frequency until you feel it in your hands. Very good. I don't hear you, but I feel you. What we'll do now, we do it in the Brahma meditation. We'll do it now without music. We'll close our eyes and we will hum. And the humming is bringing the energy from the ground into our heart and create this frequency in our heart by humming. Then the sound doesn't go out of our mouth, but it goes inside our heart. Okay? Let's put our hands and you will feel it better. We'll take some time and do it like around 5 minutes. Do you hear me? Just close your eyes, put your total intention in your heart, and imagine that you are creating a vibration within your heart that connect to the feeling and the frequency that comes from your heart. As a mouth 7 times. Last time for now. Slowly, slowly let go of your head, look at the ground. And just Open your eyes, look at the ground, and slowly raise your eyes to the screen. If you do it every day, even for 5 minutes, and you do it until you feel this frequency within you, and the best sign is that you don't feel separated from your heart. It's not like I'm looking at my heart, I want to see what is there, and my heart is not me. When you do it, especially with the humming, few minutes, you feel that your heart is you. It's like your heart is humming, and you can feel the heart as part of you. And we are all beyond separation, and this is what we are doing. Feeling our body as one, and this is something that we can do. Okay? If you will fly high today, that's okay. I will enjoy it. Let's go forward a little bit, just to give you these tips. We will leave the visualization to the end of this lesson, so we'll not do it now. And now what they say, hold the feeling of unconditional love. This is also something that we'll do at the end meditation today. Now, how you bypass the third D. You train yourself to be in the position of higher observer. And I'll explain a little bit more than it's written here. The first thing that we do also in our meditations is to be able to look at your emotions and your thoughts. Almost in every meditation that I begin to lead you, I'm telling you to be on the seashore, look outside to the ocean, and then to imagine that the waves are your thoughts. And then all of a sudden you see that you are not your thoughts. And then all of a sudden you can see your thoughts from above. You're like the sacred witness. So you look as if you're in the sky and you look at your thoughts. The moment you can create a gap between yourself and your thoughts, at that very moment, you come close to the fifth dimension. Because what happened is that you connect to our higher frequency, I will say. But more than that, this is a great, great way to bypass a lot of emotional baggage that we are carrying with us. Imagine that you are fighting with your son, father, mother, boyfriend, neighbor, boss, whatever. It doesn't mean, and I'm not teaching you to avoid conflicts by going higher. This is sometimes easy to do, but it's not what I mean. But the moment you are able to look at yourself from a higher perspective, in every situation in life, when you do this, you are not in the mud of the emotional conflict. The moment you look above, you know, for example, that I love very much to make some jokes almost every lesson. it is mainly to remind myself that life is not so serious. It is mainly to remind myself that yes, the conflicts are there, sometimes bigger, sometimes less, sometimes more painful, sometimes less painful. But life is happening there in the fifth dimension. And when you are able to look from there and you practice it in your daily life, life transforms very easy. I can share with you, I'm talking to Mazi almost every day about, SGNA and how to work. And many times we are just smiling to each other and then we say hello, and almost nothing practical happens. So, sometimes we have a lot of work to do for sure, but sometimes not. Just this meeting that I also meet you once a week, looking at your eyes, seeing, for example, Bonnie now, looking at Bonnie's eyes now, and I can see something that goes between us above this kind of one-on-one conversation or whatever. So the moment we can do it, and the best is to do it every day when you meet anything, any thoughts that bothers you, whatever, and you can go beyond, it just evaporates, just go. Because things that for us are crucial. I had an issue with my son, for example. It was really crucial for me. The moment I was able to look at it as if God is looking at us, a lot of air came to my chest and I could see things from above. It doesn't mean that I don't have to live in the 3D as well sometimes. And I don't want you to escape the 3D. But I want to remind you that if you use it every day, you will see that something is transformed within yourself and you can look at yourself from above. And we'll do it also in the meditation soon. Okay? Let's go on. What he says here, it's nice. Don't try to fight the feelings or change it. Simply observe it as if it were a passing cloud in the sky. Say silently to yourself, I notice this emotion thought, but I am not this emotion thought. I am the conscious observing it. Take a deep breath and exhale the density out. Release the need for an immediate solution or control. Osho, that was one of my greatest teachers, said once, and was teaching this, and this was also my teaching for many years, that I was teaching others and myself. He says, my way is the way of the white cloud. My way is the way of the white cloud. My way is the way of the white cloud. And what does it mean? The moment you can observe every thought, every feeling, everything as a white cloud, then things are really, really transforming. And the white cloud, the secret of the white cloud is how to surrender. So the white cloud is surrendering to the wind. If the wind comes from the east, the white cloud goes to the west. If it comes from the north, it goes to the south, and vice versa. So you are not attached to anything, you are totally surrendering. But the secret is more than that. The secret is that the white cloud is the wind. The moment you understand that everything that comes into your mind is the wind, which means is nature, is existence, is God if you want, is your high purpose if you want, is your gift if you want, whatever comes through. The moment you feel this, then there is no space for attachment at all. Then, even if you got hurt from somebody, there is no space for revenge or for fighting. I would say that there is almost no space for the ego. Because if you are a white cloud, you are only a white cloud, so you are only a white cloud, but you are the whole existence. Because you are part of the wind, because you are part of the sun and the moon and the ocean, you are one with all. And when you are one with all, when I am one with Petrina, for example, then there is no Shlomo and Petrina. Although sometimes in life I have to be Shlomo and Petrina using my left hemisphere. But when I connect to my right hemisphere, we are one. And it's not just, let's say a saying. It is much more than this. Me and Carlos, we are one. And if I'm a white cloud, he is also a white cloud. And if we meet in the sky, there is no any separation between us. I'm totally Carlos, and Carlos is totally me. So this is the way that I see and I love to look at things in the meditation, and this is easily brings me to the 5D. Because when I'm like this, there is no Shalou in Canada or Shalou the grandmother. I am the grandmother as well. We are one cloud. And when we are one cloud, everything there is one. And then I cannot be stuck in fighting with Shalom. Although I will say what I feel with her, we don't have a fight. Just don't go there. But just I will say what I feel. She will say what she feels. We will hug, and everything is okay. So nothing is really happening there. I took Shalom just an example, maybe wrong, but all of you. So I'm seeing you now in the screen, and I'm you, and you are me. And the moment I can look at my thoughts as waves in the ocean, like I teach you in meditation, or the moment I can see you, my thoughts as a white cloud, at that very moment, there is no Shlomo at all. Shlomo is not there. Yes. And if Petrina wanted that we lose our mind, we lost our mind before. We're already crazy people for many, many years. So that's it. This is what Rumi says, yes. And Rumi says also, go to the field, beyond good and bad, beyond judgments, beyond what is right or what is wrong. I will meet you there. The moment we go beyond this, we can meet each other easily, effortlessly. Let's go on. This is amazing. This I saw in ChatGPT and I love it. Quantum presence. What is quantum presence? Tuning time to the now. The fifth dimension, the perception of time, shifts from linear time to an eternal present moment. As we already were talking about it and we know it. How to practice? Focus on one of your senses right now. This is actually, I will make it short for you, what we do in mindfulness. And we'll do it today as well, a little bit, just to see how we can be beyond time and bring everything to the here and now. Look at it, it's nice. Stay in the point without words, thoughts, for a few moments. That is where connection to your soul's vibration resides. So when we are ready to go beyond the thoughts and beyond the emotions in the head, then this is our soul vibration, and we can feel it and see it. The fourth one is grounding, actually. How you ground high frequencies in your body. And we were talking about it already in the past. We stand barefoot in nature and imagine roots are coming out of our feet. And with every inhalation, we draw stable, supporting, and nourishing energy up from the earth. And with every exhalation, we release tension, mental noise, etc., etc. The fifth is gratitude. How you bring gratitude frequency and quantum co-creation. We will do it now. See things that we will bring gratitude to ourselves. And it is really nice. So, if you are ready, let's begin. Let's put our feet on the ground. Better to be barefoot. And we will begin by looking at our lives before you close your eyes. And choose one. I do it in a death meditation sometimes. Choose one thing that you feel so much gratitude to it, that you are overwhelmed. Feel it in your heart. So overwhelming. Maybe Caroline will choose the sea, Shalom will choose a granddaughter, I will choose Shalom. I don't know. Everybody will choose somebody that you can really feel a lot of gratitude. I may choose my granddaughter. She's now in Cyprus with a boyfriend. Whatever, maybe a man or woman, maybe pets, maybe yourself in a way, something in your life that you feel so much gratitude that feels overwhelmed. Choose it now when you are awake. And while doing it, close your eyes and put your hands on you. Now, we will begin from the ground. Feel this overwhelming gratitude. Feel it overflow you and feel it come from the ground into your body. I want you to sit in a way that your heart is a little bit up to the sky. So raise your head a little bit and imagine that your heart is going to the sky and feel it. I just want you to feel it as if you are overflowing, as if your heart is full of joy and happiness and gratitude. And you can feel this overflowing as if there is a space there that cannot even contain everything. It's so much gratitude comes to you. So much amazing feeling comes to you that you can really let it go through your heart. It comes and goes, comes and goes. And now when you feet on the ground, you feel the source of this gratitude comes from the center of the earth. And there is a stream of gratitude that comes from the center of the earth to your feet, to your bare foot. And you feel it. Feeling your barefoot, your feet, all this amazing energy coming to you, sent to you by Mother Earth. You can a little bit move your body on your chair. It will help you to contain all this amazing, amazing energy. And you can imagine this energy is a huge, huge light. Comes from the ground and goes through your chakras. Comes from the ground, so it begins when it comes to your body and touch your first chakra. Feel this feeling in your first chakra. Feel something in your first chakra begins to vibrate, begins to move, begin to create a frequency, and you are allowing it, we are allowing it to come into our body. We focus on our Kundalini, and we imagine that in our Kundalini is this sacred point between our anus and genitals. It slightly opens. And let all this energy come to our body. Slowly, when we feel this energy hits our body, begin to move our body in circles. You go or to the right or to the left, whatever feels to you more appropriate. I am now moving my body counterclockwise. You take a deep breath, and with each and every breath, you let in more and more and more energy, more and more light comes to your body. And imagine you are opening your first chakra, and you open it more and more and more, so you can let it in, so you can surrender your body and let all this energy come into you. And if you look at it and you feel it, you feel vibrations begin to move in your body. And now we let it go up. From our first chakra, we go to the second chakra, or up. We still are moving our body, we still move our body in circles. And you can see and feel this energy comes in, into you. Open yourself. Surrender to the energy. Surrender to the frequency. It is a sacred frequency. You want to let it in. And you imagine it as a huge light that begins to be more powerful, more powerful. And the more it comes to our body, the more we disappear. The more it comes to our body, the more we go from the separation world into the fifth dimension. Continue moving your body in circles. You focus at your Kundalini, and you imagine as if there's kind of a huge pencil comes from your Kundalini up to your head. And you just move along this big pencil within you. Slowly, slowly, when this energy comes into us and slowly, slowly goes up and up through our body, all what was there before is disappearing. All the thoughts, all the emotions, all what was, we were thinking that this is us, this is our personality, just slowly, slowly melt and evaporate. And the more we move our body in circles, the more we let go of all the concept we had about ourselves. And when you let this energy comes up to your solar plexus, and then to your heart, all of a sudden, all what was us is disappearing. And we can imagine ourselves flying in space in this hollow bamboo within us, and nothing else is there. Nothing else is there. Slowly, slowly, when we connect to the frequency we created when we were humming, we're like, we feel we are the frequency. We are the essence. And we are the nothingness. Both at the same time. And more you feel nothing is in yourself. More and more you feel you are disappearing. And more there is a vacancy, a space within ourselves. And all what we do now is doing nothing, being part of the space. Slowly, slowly, from this nothingness, we can see and watch that a new frequency comes to us. Total new frequency. Frequency of what they call the 5D, the frequency of nonlinear frequency beyond time and beyond space. At that very moment, we can feel and see that everything is happening now. All the past is disappearing, all the future is disappearing. And in this very moment, everything is happening now. Just now. Just now. And we can have a great moments of being there beyond time and beyond space. When everything is disappearing and we are just the 5D frequency. But now we can take a choice that we want to come back and to live our life in this world, which means we have to use sometimes 3D to drive our cars, to talk to people, to move our body, to run, to exercise. And we're all taking this decision now, this choice now. And again, we put our hands on our heart and we are coming down to our planet Earth to sit down on our chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We let go of our head again. Look at the ground. Slowly, slowly, we open our eyes. And slowly, slowly, when we are ready, we raise our eyes to the screen. Take a deep breath and feel. The more we will do it, the more flexible we can be. Going to the 5D and coming back in minutes, in seconds. So I want you now, take these few minutes we have now and write down in the chat. What did you feel? How do you see this 5D in your life? And what happened to you? If you feel that words will dilute it, don't write anything. But if you feel you can give us a sense of what happened, we are here, we'll be very happy to see what's going on. I will look at the chat. Thank you, Shlomo. So, fabulous connection with one very good Caroline. Oh, that's great, Caroline. If you read from the 5D, but just remember sometimes to come back to our planet and to say hello. Yes, this is something totally amazing. Very good one. Okay. If you got your feet on the ground, it's okay. I'm relaxed. I am love, Shlomo says. Yes, amazing. Thank you, Abby. Suzelle. Thank you, Suzelle. Nadine. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Shlomo, again. Yes, Abby, I love you. Okay. I'm one, you are one, we are one. I'm Shlomo, and what I feel now physically, I feel lighter. I feel that the energy comes through my body and there are no any kind of blockages. And things will come and go, and I know that the moment it's open, everything will come and go. And this gives me such a feel of freedom, makes me very, very happy. Okay. And just beware to remember to put your feet on the ground, otherwise we're going to fly, all of us. We have to put our feet on the ground. And at the end of the day, you remember once I showed you the story of the Indian woman. So she said once, after whatever goes through you, I want to know if you are ready to wake up in the morning and do what needed to give food to the children. So at the end of the day, this is what we have to be connected to the earth. It's easy to fly high, but what we are doing is to be in this planet with the 5D feeling. Thank you, Jasmina. Thank you, Michaela. Great. So please, homework. Listen to this recording again. Do it, it's important. And I want you, yes, we are on the table, yes, Robin. Robin, she is my vocabulary. You should be the woman of the library, in this. And now, do it at home, write it down again, and bring it to the next lesson. I will begin next lesson by asking you, what do you see? What did you see when you did it at home? Okay. So now I have the pleasure and the honor to give the floor to Mazi Solomon. So Mazi, it's yours. Now you are talking as a new student in the teacher's. This is your role now. So you are very welcome. I welcome you and I hope everybody welcomes you. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Shlomo. It was wonderful to have this meditation, especially now when I'm so excited and I want to tell everybody my story. So I was a bit relaxed, and it was fun for me to just have a few moments for myself. And can I share now? Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a moment. And okay. So today, I will start with a disclaimer. Yesterday, when I asked Shlomo if there is any direction or anything that I should do, he just told me to be myself. So you're going to experience me. Shlomo, don't worry. I'll be good. And I want to
Don't
talk.
worry, I'm looking forward.
Good,
I want you to be yourself, totally yourself.
I will be totally myself. So this is a story about a good girl, a bad girl, and an unhinged girl. And if you notice, I wrote Bali. Bali is not the island. Bali is a combination of two words in Hebrew that means something very deep that I will teach you today. It's the energy of desire. We'll get to that. So I will begin my story in the 10th floor. You probably don't recognize this scenery, but this is sort of Tel Aviv from a 10th floor in a tower in a beautiful place. I just met a couple that just invited me over for dinner. It was fine with me because at last someone was cooking for me. I'm used to be the one who does all the cooking. So I said yes. And during dinner, I was talking about the festival that we were in, and I was telling them that at the next festival, I would like to try shibari. Shibari is a rope exercise for presence and trust. And this guy, he turns over to me and he says, but I'm a rope master. Like he was saying it like he was, I play guitar or something. He was a rope master. Do you want to have a session? I took a breath and I said, yeah, I would love to have a session. But actually, I was very frightened. I didn't know if my body will be able to handle it. And for you to understand why I was so scared, we have to go back a few years. It's around 3 years or something like that. Hold on. This is me being a good girl, but freezing slowly. I knew how to be good. I was trying my best. I was full of love. I was helping other people. I was raising my kids. My husband was suffering from severe PTSD from the war, and everything was around him. And then we created a business, and we made like a center for other people suffering from PTSD, and we helped other families deal with anxiety and depression. And I was happy, I was smiling, but my body was slowly shutting down. And I was always trying my best to do everything in the best way I could. I learned everything I could. I was brought up in the 70s. The 70s was knowledge is power. So I wanted to know everything. I needed to know everything. So now I'll talk to you about the Bali, the concept of Bali. Maybe you will help me to arrange it in English properly. Because in Hebrew, it is something that the kids say when they want something. So they say Bali. It's not a yes, it's a hell yes. It's a desire. It's a want. It's kids saying, I want to go play with my friend. I want to have chocolate. It's something along the lines, the energy is that of a child. But we as children, we are told, not yet, not now. And we start, just we stop wanting, especially as women, as mothers. Someone else wants something. So I attend to my kids, my husband wants something, my mother wants something. And from the outside, everything looked perfect, but on the inside, there was no Bali. And then I was a bad girl. I was alive, but I wasn't living. It's like with cooking. I felt like life handed me a box and there was everything that I needed in the box. And every time I opened the box, I prepared the best meal, but I never considered going out to the pantry or going to the supermarket and just choosing whatever I wanted. I was captive of that box. I needed to do the best I could with the box. But slowly everything started crumbling. We had financial difficulties. My mom got cancer. I left everything. I left the business. I left everything. And I was with her for 1 year during the treatments. And then she died. And it's like I couldn't hold myself anymore. There wasn't anyone to hold myself for. So I completely collapsed. My body was in shutdown. My nervous system did not want to cooperate with me. And at the beginning, I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. I was procrastinating. I was telling everybody that everything was fine, but nothing was fine. And I found myself in bed, not being able to move. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. Sometimes I couldn't even open my eyes. And no one could help me, although we had many doctors and psychiatrists, but no one could help me. They told me it was severe post-traumatic stress disorder, and there's nothing they can do except give me some pills for, for stress. And I said, no, I don't want anything. I will try to do other things, but I didn't want to take pills, although I did for a while. And then I said, my body doesn't want it. I don't want it. And I was ashamed. I felt so much shame and guilt. That's the bad girl. I felt like a bad girl. I felt like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do anything? Why can't I get up and fix dinner for my kids? I couldn't touch anything. I couldn't stand on my own 2 feet. I remember myself sitting on the sofa watching the kitchen and saying, get up now. What's wrong with you? Your legs are okay. Your hands are okay. Just get up. And when I got up, I collapsed on the floor. And slowly, I started relaxing into this depression, realizing it's not a depression. I'm not depressed. I just need deep rest. And one of my friends told me, he said, if you're going to be depressed, do it like a spectacular depression. Go all the way with the depression. And I felt like I was drowning in the sea, trying hopelessly to get to the point that I can breathe some air without realizing that I was drowning myself because I was so tired of fighting. And if I just let loose and let go, I can get to the bottom and have a kick, a nice kick, and then come up to the surface and breathe some air. And every morning I woke up with one mission: to become the woman I used to be. And it didn't work. I couldn't become the woman I used to be. My body refused. Eventually, because I couldn't move, I was sort of catatonic. I wanted to go to the hospital. I wanted them to take care of me. I couldn't take care of me. And at the time, the situation with my husband was awful. So I needed a break. And I went to the hospital and I was sitting there, unable to speak. And the doctor was asking me questions and I couldn't answer. And eventually she sent me home. So I was feeling like I'm not crazy enough to be in the hospital, but I'm not normal enough to live with other people. And at the time, I was trying again and again to get up and build a new business, do something that would be productive, but I couldn't. So I was looking up in Google, what should I do? And what does Google say normally? They say breathe, right? They say meditate. So I started breathing and I started meditating. And then I met something that you probably, all of you, have met before. That inner voice that's speaking to us. First, I was shocked. I woke up my husband and I told him to take me to the hospital right away because probably something is wrong with my brain. And I've really lost it. That's it. I'm a goner. Take me to the hospital now. But he loved me so much that he didn't even open his eyes. He told me, just go back to sleep. And I was sitting there, meditating. And these voices came up again and again. And then I started asking, okay, so what should I do now? No one can help me. I can't do anything. I'm paralyzed. I'm disabled. What can I do? And the answer was really absurd, insulting even. The voices said, enjoy, find joy, find pleasure, do something nice for yourself. And I was angry. I said, what? I need to fix my body. How is that a thing that I should do? This is the way I heal. I didn't even realize what I was supposed to do. And I wanted to ask you about the last time that you said yes, even though you didn't truly want to. You can write it in the chat. Do you remember the last time you said yes, even though you didn't truly want? It happens to us sometimes. I'm just curious to know if it's only me. Okay. Most of my life? Really? A lot. Okay. Good. So we have something to work with. Wait, what was that? Okay. So, the first thing was mango. I just had a piece of mango, the whole mango actually. It was like staring at me, looking at me. And I decided to have like an exercise with the mango, to try to figure out where is the pleasure, where is the joy, where exactly in my mouth I can feel the mango. So I was cutting it and smelling it and pressing it and trying to really experience the mango to the point that I was looking for the pleasure in that mango. And then I decided that as much as I can, I'm going to have mango and and also enjoy whatever I'm eating. And slowly I learned to enjoy the sunlight and the breeze. I could only do so much because I was in prison in my own body. And I felt like even though I'm in prison, people sometimes are in prison, they are incarcerated. Okay, so they don't stop living, they live. What do they do in prison? They read, they write, they exercise, they do stuff. They don't just sit there. So I decided to go all in and meditate for hours and hours. Sometimes it was 20 hours a day. And it was like looking for a cathedral in Rome, just wandering and eventually finding that voice, finding that energy, finding, releasing, exposing, healing, and everything started to come up. You know how it is. Usually when I tell this part of the story, I have to explain more, but I feel like you've all gone through that, right? So I don't need to explain so much. But the thing is, I really enjoyed myself, but my body was still very, very frozen. Every time a man came up in my space, like someone comes to fix the TV or something, I would collapse. I would just faint. I would lose it. That's how my nervous system would react to danger, perceive danger. It wasn't really danger. You know all about it. Right? So now, tell me, when was the last time you had something delightful with your senses? A taste, a smell. Do you notice that even? Write to me so I can see what you're saying. Okay, stop sharing. So do you remember your mango? Tell me about your mango. Every day. Amazing. Flowers in the garden. Yes. Yes, amazing. I love the smell of my husband. Sorry, new love. No, why sorry? Why sorry? Everything is fine. That's great. Chocolate, use it to get enjoy since I was a kid. We have a lot of wind here. Connected to the wild energy. and the wind, so powerful. Amazing. Good. So you also know that. That's great. And for me, it feels like a cup of coffee that has, black coffee at the bottom of it. And you want to take it out. It's so heavy, unbearable. And I discovered that if I put in clear water, slowly, slowly, that mud, that coffee, dilutes to the point that there is only clear water. So it's not fighting the body, it's just adding more of the clear water to clear everything up. At that point, I got divorced. I don't know if it's a sad thing or it's a happy thing. I'm not sure about it. And I was scared. I was really scared. I didn't know what's going to happen to me, especially because I couldn't move much. And oh, wait, I'll go back to sharing soon. And what happened was, Shlomo, I wanted to tell you that what happened was interesting because I was on dating apps. And every day, so many people were asking me, who are you? Who are you? And I like that because I would turn inward and ask myself, who am I really? What am I presenting? Who am I now? And then they used to ask me, what are you doing? Or what they meant like work and stuff. But I always answer the way I want to answer. I keep telling the kids, doesn't matter what they ask you at school. You answer the way you want to answer. Everything is okay. So I answered the way I felt like. And how are you feeling every day, a few times a day? And I was checking in again and again. Who am I? How am I feeling? What am I doing? And at the time, I couldn't just tell them that I'm in bed and I'm almost paralyzed and I'm scared shitless because I can't go out of the house or I can't go to the supermarket. I couldn't say that. So they asked me, what do you do? I said, I'm writing. Okay, what are you writing? So at the beginning, I told them that I was writing a blog and I had a blog and I was sharing the blog and so on. But then I thought about writing a book. So they were asking me, who are you? How are you? What are you doing? And I said, I'm writing a book. And then they asked, what's the book about? And then everything started to come together slowly, slowly. And it took time, but it was interesting for me to present myself authentically every time, just checking in. And I felt like healing didn't begin when I got better. It began when I stopped fighting with my body. It began when I was noticing what my body was saying. I will go back to sharing. Okay. And now we go to the part of unhinged. At some point, I realized I had two choices. I could spend the rest of my life waiting for my old life to come back, or I can build a new one. And always people told me that I was crazy. When I got married, I got married in a red dress. I remember then that they told me that I was crazy. So every time I did something, even building the business or marrying this guy or I don't know, all sorts of stuff. Everybody told me, you're crazy. So I said, okay, so now I'm really crazy or unhinged or whatever, disturbed. I had all the doctors said that I wasn't well. So I said, okay, so what can I do? I will just be that crazy person, that crazy neighbor. And I was screaming when I felt like screaming. I was crying when I felt like crying. I was alone most of the time. I was around 3 years in a very small bedroom, like a hotel room. And slowly, I started having fun, just enjoying myself, going out. Hold on, I will stop the sharing. These pictures that I showed you are what eventually happened. Eventually, I started going to festivals and to workshops just to connect with my body in a different, it's like a laboratory. I was always checking if I'm saying yes, if I'm saying hell yes, if I'm in a state of consent. Consent is bullshit. Yeah, consent is saying yes, but just agreeing. It's an hi Barbara. It's just agreeing to be something. It's like I would go on a date and this guy, he puts his hand on me or he tries to hug me. And I at the beginning, I would like collapse or get scared or react maybe even inappropriately or almost violently. But at that stage, I could just smile to that guy and say, do you want me to consent or do you want me to want? Do you want my desire or do you want my yes? And usually they looked at me like I was crazy because I wasn't so sure that they understood what I was saying. But then eventually when I explained, they said, yeah, I would like you to want me. So I would just stare at them and say, do you think that I want you at this moment? No, not really. So I said, would you wait for me to want something, to want touch? So that was part of my taking back my power, understanding the difference between no and yes and hell yes. And I loved to explore the hell yes. I loved it. I was going around in all sorts of places, parties, ecstatic dancing, workshops and festivals and all sorts of activities that allowed me to be in contact with a lot of people and have a lot of interactions that helped me understand my boundaries. Something that I didn't practice before. I stopped living by everyone else's rules, even my rules. I stopped. I stopped listening to my own rules because I was brought up like a good girl. My father used to say, good things come to those who wait. So I was very patient. I was very patient with everything and everybody. And I took time to understand other people, but I don't think that I realized how much I was looking outside instead of looking inside. I discovered that my body knows. Every time I met someone, I would look at my posture. Am I crossing my legs? Am I holding my hands like this, and without realizing, because my mind is very, very active. So I can be like frozen, but still have a very deep conversation without even realizing that my body is saying, no, 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 this is not good. And slowly I came home to myself. And hold on, hold on. I want to tell you about this. Okay. So one of my dreams, while I was in that room, stuck, I felt like, wow, if I had the money or I had the ability, it wasn't always, only the money, and my body wasn't moving. I couldn't go to the supermarket. And I was imagining myself in India. I'm half Indian. And although most of the people in Israel, after they serve in the army, they go for a long trip around the world. I never did that. Everybody was going to India or to South America. I didn't want that. I wanted to study, to have my degree, to realize myself, to be the best. And suddenly I discovered that feeling inside of me, that Bali. Remember that word, like a child saying, I wanna go to India. And it took me around 2 weeks to arrange everything. And I went to India. This picture is me going on a medicine walk. I was in a course, and the shaman said, tomorrow morning, you're gonna wake up very early, and you're gonna go to the jungle for 6 hours on your own, and take like a cane or a stick, because there are snakes over there, and you can frighten the snakes with the stick. I said, okay, I'm not going. There's no way in hell that I'm going to take a stick or go to the jungle. No way. But I found myself 6 o'clock in the morning in front of the fire and the drums, and he was blowing smoke at my face. And I started walking, and I found myself in the jungle alone for 6 hours. I met a tree, which was amazing. I had like an emotional release, just touching the tree, feeling generations of generations before just leave my body. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I have no idea. But it was very emotional and very strong. And I didn't take a stick. And although I had monkeys and squirrels and all sorts of birds flying around, no snakes came. I was a bit lost on the way back, and I trusted my body, and I found like a few butterflies, white butterflies. And I said, Cinderella probably would go after them and find the way out. And that's what I did. And I found my way out of the jungle. This here is me on a motorcycle with my son. In India, you don't wear the helmets. You just go on the motorcycle. Just being there, on the back, just holding him and trusting him, and feeling all the horrible roads. Yeah, it was a bit of it was too much for my body, but I did that. And that's me, not in India. Although I look Indian with the bindi and everything, not in India. It's one of the festivals. So now I go back to that story that I started with. The guy that told me that he was a rope master. This is me, but from the front, it looks like this. And the moment he told me to put my hands like this, like in a namaste position, he started putting the ropes around my wrist and then around my shoulders. And I knew that I could say no at any time. I had a lot of power at that moment. It didn't feel like I was used or someone was playing with me. The other way around, I was allowing myself to be in a vulnerable position with a lot of power. And he was amazing, yeah. He did it so slowly and softly, and I dropped into a very, very deep meditation. Was amazing. Was an amazing experience. And I want to tell you a bit more about it. Because if you think about it, when a child is born, the mother wraps the child. It does it, no, it's not loose. It's strong because it feels safe. The body feels safe. It feels safe in a hug. Yeah, exactly. Swaddling. And it feels safe. It's very safe. The body relaxes immediately. So there's this psychological aspect, which is being vulnerable but safe. And there's the physical aspect, that the body, the minute it is hugged, it releases oxytocin, and that's good for us. And eventually, there's the spiritual aspect. And that sent me into a very, very deep meditation within seconds. It was so amazing that I didn't even think about it. And when he started releasing the ropes, I didn't want to be released. I loved it. I could have stayed like that for hours. My body felt safe. And I relaxed. Not because the ropes were magical or anything. I stopped feeling frightened. And I went to the studio a few times, and every time I was practicing a different type of tying. Sometimes it was just playing around with the ropes, moving my body from side to side, and it helps with the nervous system regulation, because I'm used to being stable, and suddenly there's someone who's moving me very gently, and I can stop whenever. I remember a time when my leg was on this side. Yeah, it's in the studio, everybody's practicing it with the clothes on, yeah. And he was pulling my leg to this side, and he was pulling my body to the other side, and he was asking me, are you having fun? I said, yes. He says, not good. Now I will move you more. And it really helped my nervous system regulate itself. And even, do you remember that scene from Spider-Man? There's a Spider-Man kiss, it's called, when someone is with the Spider-Man, actually, he is he's dangling from a building and the girl is kissing him. She's standing up and he's upside down and she's kissing him. And I think that I couldn't believe that I would be tied up and turned over, and I couldn't imagine myself, like I couldn't imagine myself going to India and staying there for 2 months on my own. I couldn't imagine anything like that while I was in that room. And now being able to tell you this story, publish that book. Thank you, Shlomo, for that idea of just publishing it. I couldn't even think about these things. And I think that at this moment, I'm so grateful for this road that I thought that was taking me out of life. It brought me back to life. And sometimes when you don't listen, so life hits you harder. It gives you one hell of a smack on the head and says, go on now, do something else, change your direction. So now I'm on my path, and I'm expecting, I don't know, miracles. I don't know what's gonna happen. I have no idea, but it's gonna be fun. And I'm enjoying my life. I have so many friends. I go out a lot. I really enjoy writing. I think writing for me was definitely one of the healing processes that I really enjoyed. I loved writing and looking at it and editing because it gave me a chance to look at what I was thinking and put a huge question mark on every word that I said. If I said that I was angry, I was looking, was I really angry? What is the exact word, or how can I arrange the story again so it will feel safe in my body, so I can go forward and do some new things. So I think that at this moment I am allowing myself to dream more, to be courageous, to think about things. From one hand, the mind wants to know. My mind was always wanting to know, what's the next step? What am I going to do? And now it's like being in the moment, putting my foot without knowing that there's ground, but the ground appears. The ground appears. And the freedom of movement and the freedom of pleasure and filling my body with clear water again and again and again, every day, clear water. Meditation, good thoughts, positive thinking, whatever we do. And especially, that's what I like about SGLA and what Shlomo is teaching, is the connection to the body, working with the body. Once I heard someone say that in old times, people used to gather when they were depressed. I don't know how it would look like in past years, but they would make a campfire and everybody was around that fire, and they would jump and dance and hit play the instruments, do whatever, but they didn't just sit in a small office and talk about the past and the problems. Not that I'm saying that it's not good, but maybe it's not the only solution or help that I really needed. I did that for many, many years. But until I discovered the body and working with the body and moving the body and breathing and meditating, it seemed like nothing moved. So now I'm happy to say that I'm enjoying life. I'm free. I'm having fun. Even now, I'm having fun. Shlomo, are you having fun? So.
Now, is it important for you to know?
Yes, because I was looking at you and you weren't looking like you're having fun. It's
So
inside.
First of all, I want to say that I admire your courage, and I'm very, very happy in my name, in the name of this group of people, that you are surrendering to us, that you are open yourself totally to us, and this is really appreciated, highly appreciated.
Thank you.
And the truth is that I heard this story and I read the book, so
I know.
I know it before, but still I think it needs a lot of courage to go all the way. And I would encourage you to say or to share with the people, if you have come all this way,
Yes.
where do you think this trauma began? If it's okay for you.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
It's not that it's not important where the trauma came, because I believe that most people have some sort of trauma, especially girls, but there's always some sort of trauma. When I was 6, my next door neighbor suggested that I come to hear some music. I was crazy about music. And he put on a record of the Bee Gees. I cannot stand the Bee Gees since. He put on a record of the Bee Gees, and he did stuff that he shouldn't have done. Severe. And I got lost. I was saying no. I was trying to hit him even. And afterwards, I said nothing. And I think that maybe I had, of course, a lot of shame and guilt. But after a few years, I realized that I was doing the damage to myself. He did it once, okay, or I don't know, a few times, variation, but I kept repeating in my mind. I created the situation, of course, holding the secret for so long. I only talked about it when I was like 18 or something the first time. I didn't say anything. And there was listen, I was 6, yeah. I went to school and I taught myself to read as soon as possible. And I read all the books. And I discovered that you can get pregnant from what happened in that room. And so for a few years, it's amazing that I think about it. A few years, I was sure that, I don't know, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be pregnant. When I was 7, when I was 8, when I was 9. I think maybe when I was 9, there was this guy at the door selling us encyclopedias about medical issues. And I said, I want that. I want to know. And my father was very proud of me. He said, do you want to become a doctor? I said, yes, I want to become a doctor. But actually, what I wanted to is to understand. I wanted to understand what happened to me. And it took a long time for me to understand exactly what happened. And along the way, when I was 16, my father died while I was trying to resuscitate him, and I couldn't save his life. So when I was 16, everything that happened since I was 6 years old, suddenly, I had a bigger fish to fry. So it was all mixed up in so much grief and trauma from that night, that horrible night. And life kept bringing me some more challenges. So they call it complex PTSD, but I don't believe anymore to the titles and the, I don't know, the prescriptions, because I understand now that I was disconnected from my body. There's a lot of psychological issues that I went through, but the deep healing began when I almost died. In that small room that I couldn't get out of, I was trying to figure out the best way to kill myself because I couldn't bear the shame and the guilt that I got mixed up in. So again, trauma, I think it's part of everybody's life. If you live long enough, something will happen. Sometimes it starts very, very early, and sometimes it happens later. But when it happens so young, the nervous system gets all mixed up. And I was fighting my whole life. I was fighting. I was struggling to get up in the morning, struggling to go to school, struggling to understand. Just in the last few years, I realized that I was suffering from attention deficit disorder. Uh, I didn't even realize that I had that. But now, then everything is in the open and everything is talked about. So I realized that I've always had attention disorder. And still, I managed to write a book, so I don't know what it means. If you have any questions, go ahead.
First, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart that you are here, that you are courageous enough to expose yourself totally. It needs a lot of courage. And I want, in my name, in the name of this group of people, to tell you that you are totally accepted. This is what I feel. And I hope everybody feels like this. And you are welcome, welcome, welcome to our family. This is most important, first of all. And yes, maybe you have SAS, seeking attention syndrome. But I don't think, no, I don't think that this is a syndrome you have now. And I'm so proud of you, of what you're doing in your life, and how you heal yourself, and how you connect to us, to SGLA, and how you help SGLA, and how you manage SGLA, and how you feel that this comes together. You give a lot to SGLA and you get a lot from SGLA.
It's true.
All the people there, I know that we have been already together in the one retreat, so you get so much love here. And I'm so proud of the people here and proud of you because I know that nobody will judge you for anything. We just accept you because we are perfect, only you as some people here. So we're the same. We're all dealing with the same things. Sometimes looks different, the stories are different, but you are so amazing. Just look at the chat and you can see.
Thank you.
I have goosebumps, I want to tell you. And I want to tell you that I really was totally with you in this story as well. And I'm talking in the name, maybe everybody can say something. Now, I will not speak in the name of everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that for you, it's important to know that I'm proud of you, of how you brought yourself from the midst of hell to be here. And I'm proud of you how you do it also in your life with your children and whatever needs to be done. And yes, you touched some places about control and all this class. And this helped you in a way and arrange your nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
And this means for all of us that sometimes we can look for answers out of the box and be courageous enough to look for answers out of the box. But this will be maybe another lesson that maybe you will teach, maybe I will teach. So you're most welcome, Mazi. And I
Thank
think
you.
we'll open the floor to people for the next 10 minutes. I see Maya came to us. Hello, Maya. So she's swaddle. Swaddle is a word I learned today.
Swaddle.
Swaddle. Great.
Mazi, you were never lost. You were just on a journey. You were supposed to be on that journey, and you express it so beautifully. And I was with you through all of it, and you touched so many parts of my life. It's absolutely a blessing, and you are a blessing, and you're so beautiful, and your heart is so wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Abby.
Yes.
That was some story. Amazing, really. I just kept thinking how similar and how much I resonated with so much that you said and went through. And I found an interesting synchronicity today that I couldn't get out of bed, which is very unusual for me. So it's almost like it was an interesting thing, but I got energy from everyone and was able to breathe through with the meditations and all. But the one part where the picture is breathtaking, but it triggered or troubled me or touched me in a way, the one with the ropes, it's something I would never, ever, ever be able, I don't think, to relax or regulate in. I don't know. I had never heard of this thing. And I don't want to bungee jump. I don't want to be tied with ropes. I don't want
True, me too.
to.
If you had asked me, I swear to you, if you had asked me before, I don't know what happened on that day that I said yes.
Do you know how many people, though, in life I've given figurative rope to say, let's see what you do with it? You say, trust you here. And unfortunately, they behaved like your neighbor, or they behaved poorly, or they thought, oh, I could take advantage of this somehow. So I've learned now not to give rope to anyone else. So it's an interesting thing. I had some difficulty with that part of the story, but I'm so proud of you. You're inspiring.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the floor is yours. We have a few more minutes.
Are there any questions? No questions?
They're still in shock. Even
They're in shock.
yes, Barbara.
Hello. I'm really happy that I could have joined for at least the last half an hour. And Mazi, you're just, it's amazing how really we all have these fears and how we all are searching for the courage to really work with our fears. And once we understand that, as you said beautifully and amazingly, the road from our mind to our body is the answer, which is actually taking us to meet the place where we can find the courage to really deal with our fears. This is really amazing. And for me, being in my head for all of my life so much and being very analytical, there's the way you express it and the way you went through your journey and described all the journey from mind to body is just so amazingly clear. And thank you very much for this. So yeah, you definitely connected something in me that is on its way to be healed. And the way you put it, it's just this healing part is just, it just was triggered and it's just, opened and being able to get healed again. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, my darling Barbara. You're amazing.
Before I give the floor to Jasmina, Suzelle wrote, she's not here now, that she want to read your book. This means
Hebrew, I'm not selling my book now.
wait a moment. This means that you don't have much time to translate it and then to share it all over the world. I think this is the part, and I say in my name, I think everybody here will support you in that. It's not about money, but just that you can go to the world. I think it's important. This book is kind of a sign or a way that healing comes from many, many ways that you even don't even imagine them. Okay, Jasmina want to say something, and then Michaela.
I want to say thank you for us, and I feel so much energy and power now that it's impossible that something puts you on the way, other way than your happiness in some way. Because when things you have courage to do. But I think it is really the way it happens to you that you have nothing to do, anything to do, and you have to struggle and you give this for you and also others the same. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't hear exactly what you said, Jasmina, but I can imagine what you said.
I
Okay.
don't know, perhaps it's better connection. Sorry, you can.
No. Okay. So I want to thank again, Mazi, and I want to send you a lot of energy, maybe all of us, and a big, big hug. And I want to tell you that you are safe with us. You are safe with us. Welcome to the teacher call. It was one hell of a interview.
It's your fault, Shlomo. I asked you. You said just be me, be you. This is me.
It's okay. That's okay. This is what we are. Authenticity is our karma.
Authenticity, yeah.
So see you all next week. Please do the meditation. It's important that you connect to the 5D. I actually don't know what is 5D at the end, but we know what it means. And I want us to be there. See you soon. Bye bye.